Okay, another fantastic episode. Yet again. I am so into this show that if I could, I would just sit here and watch the whole season. If I wasn't reacting to it, I'd already be done. I can't stop watching. I got up early. I have to go to work today. I got up early to film. And I filmed 2 episodes and I pretty much have to kind of wrap this up pretty quick because I have to get ready to go to work. But I am just so in love with this show. I'm so enthralled. It's so incredible. So, okay. Negan. I fucking love Negan. There was so much good character work. Ah, shit. I got a text. Hold on. There was just so much great character work with Negan. He's becoming such a complex character. And you never, it's so weird to be rooting for him, but also to not 100% trust him, because I don't. I'm waiting for that, for him to turn heel, you know what I mean? I'm waiting for that, oh shit, Negan is back moment. And I think they played with that a lot this episode, where you think that, oh, he's got a follower, so maybe that'll convince him to, turn back to his old ways. Oh, I don't know if that was Lucille or if that was just another bat. I feel like he would have had more of an emotional reaction to the Lucille, but still, it's a bat and his leather jacket. There are these moments where you think, oh, maybe the old Negan is coming back, but then they surprise you. He surprises you. So I loved how they played with that, because yes, I still don't completely trust him, but I want to, and I love it. And I loved how upset he got when that dumbass guy thought that he'd killed Carl. Ooh, I thought he was gonna bash his head in right there, because no, Negan loved Carl. So it was so tense. I was like, ooh, dude, you better run. So good. I love how intimidating Negan is. He's not, if you look at him, he's tall, but he's kind of lanky. He's not like a big dude like Beta, for example. He's not physically intimidating, but when he looks at somebody, oh, yeah, I want to run. When he gets that look, that Negan look, you know what I mean? It's just like, damn, he's intimidating as shit. He's scary, right? Oh God, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is so fucking good. He's so good. How he could just turn like that, he can be all charismatic and smiling and doing his Negan thing, and then he can just drop that and just stare. He can just bore into someone. Oh man, so good. He's so good. And I'm glad that they're giving Jeffrey stuff to do, because he's so fucking good. And it's just so great that all of these people are getting interesting material besides just, killing zombies and stuff and blowing shit up. So everybody is just getting really, really good material to work with, particularly this season. Season 10 is on fire. Oh my God. I have loved every single episode. Everyone. So fucking good. Anyway, I guess my only little criticism was when Negan was talking to that kid. The kid had no lines, and he was as bland. I mean, he might as well have been like a tree stump, The kid did nothing. Granted, he didn't have any lines. He didn't really have anything to do, but I don't know. I felt like maybe they could have gotten a different kid, because he was just as bland. He's just he just sat there and didn't do anything. And I was like, yeah, this isn't going to be anything. This kid's going to end up dying. And I was kind of thinking the whole time that Brandon was going to kill. I was kind of thinking that Brandon might kill the mom when Negan was talking to the kid. I kind of thought that he would discover that Brandon had killed the mom, but you know, then we find out that he'd killed both of them. What a idiot. I mean, he was obviously disturbed. Clearly, he was a child of the Saviors, raised on some bullshit mythology about Negan, but I don't know, whatever. There's always going to be people like that, right? So my question is, at the end, when he was calling for the little pigs, did he want the Whisperers to come out? Is that what he was trying to do? And to what end? Because I don't know. I don't know. That's some crazy shit. Because, like, where is Negan going to go? He doesn't really have any supplies. So what would he do? What would Negan's move be? It was so sweet that he was going to take them to Hilltop. Ugh. But yeah, you just knew that was going to happen. So, very, very minor criticism. It's not even really a criticism. It's just, it was a little obvious, but it was so fucking good. Oh my god. Speaking of so fucking good, Daryl and Connie. You guys, Daryl and Connie. I love them with my whole heart. Oh my god. I don't want them to be family. I want them to make out. I love them so much. They are so sweet. They're just so fucking adorable. Anyway. So fucking cute. Love it. And Daryl has gotten really good with his sign language. I'm very impressed. He must have been practicing. It was so sweet when he came in and he sees her and he tells her from a distance, you know, we'll talk later. Love it so much. The story he tells her about Merle, I love that so much. You know, I wish that the story that he had told Carol in her hallucination about his dad being a truck driver and everything, I wish that that had been real, because I love getting these, you know, just more insight, like little more bits and pieces into people's lives, you know, pre-apocalypse. Because I would like to know more about Daryl's dad, and I don't know, he's got so many interesting stories, you know, the time when he got lost in the woods for 9 days, and the time when I think he like came home from school and his house was on fire, and it was because his mom fell asleep with a cigarette in her mouth or something like that, or fell asleep with a cigarette and burned the house down and she died. Like the time when he was, the story that he told Beth when they were drunk on moonshine about, it's been such a long time, but it was something about him and Merle and some house party or something that they went to. Like, he's got all of these really crazy stories. So I wanted the truck driver story thing to be true, but this is just great and classic Merle, right? to tell him to get the beer, to get the alcohol. But the way it was just so cute the way he told her. It's just so fucking adorable. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to spend 20 minutes fangirling over Daryl, but god damn it, I love him. The Kelly stuff was a great opener. It was like a really good teaser. But I'm pissed that they left her alone. Did she go off on her own? Like, was she... Did it have to do with the stash? Because she and Magna, I guess, are just the two of them, were the ones stealing food and stashing it. Was she, like, maybe she went off on her own to take food to their stash. I don't know, but it's not smart for pretty much anybody to be alone. I mean, like, there are certain people, right? Like, I'm not gonna bat an eyelash if Daryl or Michonne or, you know, Aaron, like, yes, there's people who could be alone, and but I mean, Kelly, we've established that she's losing her hearing. Now, and at the end she said she couldn't hear for a while, but she's okay now. It looked like she was dizzy. It looked like she couldn't see. And was that just for effect? Was that just to make us disoriented along with her? Because they were doing a lot of things with the sound and everything, but it made me think that she was also, because she was kind of like, you know what I mean? Like she was gonna pass out. So I just wonder if there's something else going on with her besides she's just losing her hearing, which is sad enough, but is there something else going on? I'm not interested in Magna and Yumiko's breakup and the tension going on. It felt like it came out of nowhere. This whole thing with Magna feels like it came out of nowhere. And I don't care enough about her to care. I don't care enough about their relationship. They haven't really built up that relationship enough for me to care that they broke up. I care about Yumiko more because I feel like she's been given more screen time. So I care about her more than I do Magna. And I think she's the new leader of Hilltop, and she's doing a great job as far as I can tell. She seems like she'd be a good leader. But that felt like filler, and I think that they could have gotten rid of that. And there were some other things that I felt like they could have trimmed some fat on this episode, I guess is what I'm saying. But you know, minor complaints. It's so fucking good. And I would rather be complaining that they're doing too much character development. You know what I mean? I am weirdly invested in Gamma. Like, I'm weirdly interested in what's going on with her. But I felt like, so when Alpha killed that guy, and holy shit, she's so fucking scary. But when she killed that guy, you could tell that Gamma was not pleased. Like, she felt something, right? And they're not supposed to feel anything. That's kind of their whole thing, right? She clearly felt something. So maybe they were friends, I don't know. But then she started having like flashbacks about her sister. I kind of liked how cold-blooded she was and how pragmatic she was. You know, she knew what she had to do to get into Alpha's good graces, and that's what she did. And I appreciated that, and it made me interested in her. So the fact that she, you know, I do appreciate that they're showing people's trauma and that people are, you know, experiencing legit, you know, PTSD, and they're you know, they're having these flashbacks and all of these things. Like, I appreciate that, but I don't know. It felt like I needed a little bit more. It felt like too quick of a turn, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, I needed a little bit more. I liked how Gamma, she's, you know, Alpha's sort of surrogate daughter, and I was enjoying that the way that it was, and I wanted more of that before she started turning against her, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And so, you know, she's stabbing the guy, and she slices her hand really bad. And my first thought is, you got zombie blood all up in that wound. You know, like, this show is never consistent about what will and won't turn you into a zombie besides a bite and death. Obviously, like any kind of death, you die and you'll come back. But Aaron is there, and he offers her a bandage, which I thought was weird. Aaron has been kind of all over the place this season, and he's one of my favorites. He always has been. So it's a little strange. I don't really know what's going on with him. But it would be in his character to try to befriend this enemy, to try to bring somebody over to their side. That's within Aaron's character. So, and I don't think it's any more insidious than that. I think Aaron is just a good person, and he, you know, saw that this person hurt themselves, and so he wants to help. And I think that's all that it was. I don't think that was strategic. But then I wondered if that was going to get Gamma in trouble, if Alpha was going to see the bandage, or if she was just going to go up and tell Alpha what happened, which is what she does. And I found that really interesting. And then Alpha, I think is what Alpha was telling her, was that, like, you should befriend the man with the metal arm. I think she wants Gamma to be kind of a double agent. And that's the kind of thing that Aaron might fall for, because he is such a good guy. But I don't know. He's been kind of, like I said, all over the place this season. So that might be, maybe it was strategic on his part. Maybe he'll see through it. I don't know. I don't really know. But that's going to be interesting. That's definitely going to be interesting. And like I said, I'm weirdly invested in Gamma. I don't know. I don't know why. So I guess the last thing I'll talk about, it's Ezekiel. I was just saying that I don't want to lose anybody. And I hate seeing Ezekiel like this. But it is an interesting development for his character. And it is interesting that no one has really survived long enough in this universe, in this world, to die of natural causes, right? People don't die of, like, long-term illness or old age that we've seen, because they don't get the opportunity. So, it's going to be really, really difficult to watch Ezekiel go through this. And I hope that he gets to talk to Carol. I knew he was going to chicken out there at the end. And Carol is clearly over him, but I know she still cares about him, so I wonder what that's going to do to her. Oh, and lastly, back to the Whisperers. So it was confirmed that the Whisperers are behind the attacks on the communities. And, you know, we kind of already knew that. I mean, they kind of already knew that, the communities. Like, everyone's kind of thinking that. So, you know, but it was confirmed in this episode. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to shut up. Another really, really great episode. Season 10 is amazing. And if I didn't have to go to work, I would watch another one right now. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.